This is Evan. He wants to do camera work, and he really wants to meet you, Sean.
Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
All right, so a question from a student
So,
filmed in Utah.
when times got hard in your career, what like made you push through? What in your mind made you pursue acting and directing to the level that you did?
Well, first, I've been very blessed, incredibly blessed to start out with people who were very successful, giving me a boost. So that's you know, you can't ever take that for granted. You know, the assets that you have when you start. I think, you know, Cortez, Spanish conquistador, who arrived in the New World and burned his boats so that his people would fight and there was no going home. It's like that when you realize there's no choice. You don't have a choice. You have to survive. Survive physically. You have to make enough food to eat. You can't be a burden to your parents. You know what I mean? And so, and you don't. You know what there was at one point, I think, and I've never really talked about this. I mean, I've talked about it, but not in this way. When I was about 25, I started getting worried that I wouldn't have a place in cinema history. You know, cinema history's only been around 110 years.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not like it's that long. And people have been able to really make a mark. Charlie Chaplin, Steven Spielberg, whoever. But lots of people have made their mark in different ways. And I kept thinking, what's my place? Where am I going to fit in? Even though I did The Goonies, even though I did Rudy, which are, you know, both
My
really,
favorite film.
That's sweet.
Oh, really?
But I felt like I didn't know what my place was, and that drove this internal drive to just keep going, to keep figuring out what my thing is, what contribution am I going to make, and I always gravitated towards excellence, wanting to work with people who were excellent, and even if I didn't have that much to do, and also. Yeah, I mean, that's it. Somewhere inside of me, for my whole life, up until about 8 years ago, was this internal metronome driving me forward, and I didn't even understand why. And then about 8 years ago, well, you know, my third child was born, I started thinking, I need to relax. I'm gonna have a heart attack. You know what I mean? So, good luck to you as you fire it up.
Mahalo.
Mahalo, bro.
Yeah.
This is a career for the young, for sure.
All right, go on, get out of here. There's one more.
Who
One
else?
more
Who
or no?
else?
How many more students?